So now that we've seen how to perform a packet tracer and upload it, now we're going to take a look at uploading a laboratory activity. So for this lab activity, we're going to look down here at 2.2.7. This is one of the labs that we were supposed to be turning in. And here we go. All right, so lab, determine the IP address configuration of a computer. All right, so let's do this thing. I'm going to click on this green bar, and that's going to open up the lab activity. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can fill this form out as is, and you can screenshot it and turn that in. But what I usually like to do is something more like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this whole thing, and all right, all the way to the bottom. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy. Okay, I'm going to copy that whole thing. Now I'm going to bring up a Microsoft Word document. You can't see it because it's coming up on my other screen. Here we go. Okay, so blank document, and I'm just going to go ahead and paste here. And usually I just paste, using keep source formatting, because if you merge the formatting, it makes it look a little wacky. So we'll just keep it like this. Okay, now then, this is not looking exactly like I want it, but we'll soon fix that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over. Okay, now here's my document that I'm going to be typing into, and it tells me what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, step one, I'm going to open up a command window and do an IP config. Now, to open up a command prompt, you can look in the search bar in Windows 10, Windows 11, whatever Windows you got, and you can type in CMD. And that will do the same thing. It'll bring you up a command window. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to open up the search, and I'm going to type in CMD. Okay, that'll give me a command prompt. There it is. And now I'm going to bring my command prompt over here, and I'm going to resize it a little bit just to make it a little easier to work with. Okay, so here goes my command prompt, and here's my instructions. Now, first thing it says, issue the command ipconfig. All right, we can do that. ipconfig. All right, so as you can see, I've got a couple different adapters here. Some of these are active and some are not. The one I'm mostly concerned with is this one, Ethernet adapter. And I'm connected to Active Directory cfcc.edu, and here's my IPv4 address and my subnet mask and my default gateway. Okay, cool. So over here in my document, it says, what is the IPv4 address of this computer? Well, it's 10.8.4.22. Okay, don't use this information to hack me. Okay, my subnet mask is 255.255.254.0. Okay, and then what is the default gateway of the computer? Well, my default gateway is 10.8.5.254. Okay, so much for that. So I've answered all those questions. Now, you guys could do me a favor by taking these answers and highlighting them some other color, maybe bold them. What, is this thing not going to let me color it? Okay, it must be because it's in this box. Let's type it here also. Okay, now that I've got it out here, it's just plain text. Okay, I can color it. All right, so put it in the box or put it out here to the side. Either way is fine. Just as long as I can see where your answers are. All right, now ipconfig/all is our next trick. So let's go over here and do that. ipconfig /all. All right, now this gives us a whole bunch of more information. It's going to tell us what our MAC address is and all that fun stuff. Okay, so first things first, what are the DNS servers for this computer? Well, I've got a bunch of them. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight them and I'm going to hit Control-C to copy those things. And then I'm going to see if I can put them in this box with a Control-V. Okay, well, all right, it's not too pretty, but there they are. I'm also going to put them out here, Control-V. Okay, there they are. And I'm going to highlight them red so everybody knows those are my answers. What is the MAC address of the network adapter? Network adapter. Okay, here's the one that we're using because it's got the ADCFCC. This is us, and it's connected. And here's the MAC address, is also known as the physical address. It's these octets. Each one of these is actually 8 bits. So F is 1111, 4 is 0100. You know, if you wanted to write it out in binary notation. Ah, shoot. I got to run in my mouth and forgot what I was doing. Control-C to copy. And Control-V to paste. There's my MAC address. Is DHCP enabled? Why, yes, it is. And what is the IP address of the DHCP server? Let me see. DHCP server looks like 172.25.1.2. So I'm going to copy that. Control-C. And then I'm going to come back over here and Control-V. Okay, there they are. On what date was the lease obtained? Let's see. Lease obtained Tuesday, August 6th, in the morning. Okay, Control-C. Lease obtained. And then when does the lease expire? Lease expires Wednesday, September 11th, in the early hours of the day. Control-C, Control-V. All right, so there we go. Now, test the network interface TCP/IP stack. Okay, now this is something I'll have you do, especially for y'all that are in face-to-face classes. Whenever we're configuring TCP/IP on a machine, I'll say, okay, go ahead and ping yourself. You know, like, well, that doesn't make any sense. It kind of does. If you can't ping yourself, then that means that your network stack is not functioning correctly, and the problem is in your computer. And you have to fix that first before you can do anything else. Now, 127.0.0.1, this is a loopback address. This is a reserved IP address that this is the only thing it does, is it pings yourself. So ping 127.0.0.1. And I've been messing around with TCP/IP since like 1990 or 1991, and this has always been a thing. And back in the day, like our computers, they didn't come with a network card, and for sure the operating system didn't include TCP/IP. So we would have to not only install a network card in our computer, but then we would have to manually install a TCP/IP stack and get that working. And only then could we think about connecting to the network at large. Nowadays, most things are just plug and play. Now, my IPv4 address that I've been assigned is this, 10.8.4.22. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to Control-C it. And then I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to see if I can ping it. Control-V. Ah, crud. Okay, so it didn't work like I was hoping it would. What was that address again? It was 10.8.4.22. Okay, 10.8.4.22. That's better. Okay, now, can I ping myself with the loopback address? Yes. Can I ping myself with my actual IP address? Also, yes. And it says here, record one of the replies from your ping command. And so I will do that. Control C, Control V. Okay, there it goes. Okay, and if the ping was not successful, go back and do it again because you should be able to ping your own address. Okay, now that is all there is to this lab. Now what we're going to do is we're going to save this dude. So click on File, and then I'm going to click on Save As, and then I'm going to Browse because I want to save this in my CTI 120 folder. Okay, CTI 120. And the name of this file is going to be lab 2.2.7 demo. Save. Okay, so now that I've saved that thing, I'm going to minimize that, minimize that, minimize that, and now that's going to take me back to CTI 120. CTI 120 I01. Okay, and I'm going to view as a student. Okay, so now I'm in student mode. And now I'm going to go down through here to where it says Lab 227 Upload. Click. Okay, and you have to, I think in my earlier video I'd said you can either have text or upload, which is true. You're just not allowed to have both. I think if you try to put a text submission and a file upload, it'll say, okay, you can only have one of these. Which do you want? So it makes you choose. But we're going to do file upload because that's just so much easier. Okay, you can drag and drop, or you can pick a file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Documents, CTI 120, Lab 227 Demo. Open. Okay, there it is. Now, since this is a document file, it may show me like a, no, it doesn't. I was going to say it might show me a preview of what that document looks like, but it doesn't do that, so that's okay. All right, but now I've got my file uploaded and I'm ready to go. I'm going to submit that assignment. Okay, now what I could do also, say that you accidentally uploaded the wrong file for Lab 227, like, oh crud, didn't mean to do that. Let me do a new attempt. Okay, this time I'm going to try it with text. And so what I'm going to do is open my file, and I'm going to copy. Copy. And then I'm going to paste. Okay, something that I had not realized until just now. This is cool. I'm glad we're doing this together. If you cut and paste from a document, then anything that you typed in those text boxes will not get uploaded. So anything that you put outside the text box, like for example, remember when we did our DNS servers and we put them outside the text box and inside the text box? See, answer area is just blank. That didn't come across. Interesting stuff. Okay, so, what if we do this? What if we paste as plain text? Oh, still no help. Okay, so if you're going to cut and paste into the text box, just be aware that anything that you put inside those answer boxes, see these little boxes here? These boxes do not come across. They don't cut and paste if you're going to cut and paste into the text area. So good thing to know. But if you upload the file as a document, then they will come across. Okay, so that basically is all I wanted to say about that. We are done submitting assignments. Now I've got 2 attempts, but what I can do is like send a little note to my instructor saying, hey, ignore that first one. The real one is the second one. Or vice versa. You know, you can say, hey, ignore attempt number 2. The first one was the real deal. But the truth is, I'm going to see both attempts whenever I go to grade the assignment. I'll see them both, and so I'll be able to figure out which one is the real right answers. Okay, so that is it for uploading labs. Like I said, the easiest way I found is just to take the lab information that we got from Networking Essentials, you know, and before you do anything, just go ahead and grab this whole, all this text, and just cut it or copy it and paste it into a document, into a Word document, and then you can make your modifications and you can save it. And the good thing about that is you can save it and then you can come back and work on it some more later if you want to. All right, as always, thanks very much. I appreciate it. And some of y'all I will see in class. Everybody else, please send me messages anytime you need to. All right, have a good day.